Okay. Okay, calm down. Okay, so hi, I'm Ruisi. You can call me Ruisi. And today I want to talk about something we all carry. Yeah, time, memory, and the people who came before us. So let's start not a question, but think about, do you know what your grandmother dreamed of when she was 18? Not in the photos, but how she stood, how she dreamed. So most of us don't, but not because of we don't care, but because we are not taught to how to ask, and that is where my journey starts. So a few weeks ago, I was leading an art class at the Senior Service Center in the New York City, and together we revisited the young for age of 18. So Mr. Shang is a quiet and well-educated 72 years old senior. At first, he smiled and said, "At 18, I was very handsome, really goody-like." So the room is left, but when he began sketching, our conversation began deeper. Something shifted. He paused and said, "Back then, I was full of worry about proving myself, about doing the right thing, which is where we are now. Now, 15 years later, that worry has changed." When he finished, he looked at the portrait and said, "This is the first time I realized that I have so many stories and thoughts that I can share with people." That moment, it wasn't just about art. It was discovery. It's about be truly seen. And that is the moment I want to start this project. And now imagine a table. At the start of my thesis, that table sat between two groups: Chinese immigrant adults and Chinese background international students. They live in the same buildings, they ride the same buses, they pass each other at flushing parks and Cantonese barbecue restaurants. But they don't talk, they don't speak, they don't connect. They don't know they are lonely, both of them. So at first I thought the question is just because of a cultural issue. Maybe some young people were shy, or maybe elders didn't want to talk. But the more I listen, the clearer it becomes. This silence is not random, it's design. So older Chinese immigrants are placed into senior centers, expected to receive care, not contribute knowledge. Young international students are sent to university office, trained to be adults, not to ask. No space between them, so no language engaged between them. And the system around them, they mean well, but they keep putting people into the rules they didn't choose. So it is an interpersonal failure. It's a structural one. So in 2022, a New York City Department of the Aging reports that the seniors especially have Chinese background. They often lack digital access, health care, and even art. And meanwhile, a report in the 2023 National Health Report found that Gen Z is the most emotionally isolated generation. Among international students, feelings of loneliness and anxious, it really happens again and again. And loneliness is really impacts our lives. So what happens when two generations, both lonely, both invisible, live side by side and never meet? That's when I asked a different question. Not how do we help elders feel less lonely, not how do we support students, but how might we create a space where older adults become cultural mentors and Chinese and young people become active listeners and also co-creators of the memory. So I began my journey with presents. I joined the lunch table, stayed at the craft booth, joined the WeChat circles, and what I found wasn't needed. It was silence, and that silence was not scared. But how I found that silence, because I live in that. I'm living in a very traditional Chinese family. They put food for us, they stay at us, they waiting for us. They even come here to join my graduate thesis show. But yeah, my parents are here. But we never said "I love you" from our mouths. So the silence is very normal, but it's not awkward. So we create memory handcraft workshop to help the awkward start. with the help of the Hannah and the Craftopia as the undergraduate volunteer club, I stepped with a series of handcraft workshop and stay with elders every week from February to March, just getting to know each other, no agenda, no rush. And in March, I talked with every volunteer, ask how they feel about. Is it feel awkward, exciting, or something shift? And what is beautiful? And based on that, we change things. By April, we invited artists to join. We create together memory and making through paper, ink, and hands. These wasn't just craft sessions. They were trust building. They were our way of learning how to be together. So, based on that, later I co-designed a series of art therapy sessions led by students, graded by therapists. This time, elders wasn't receivers. They were also the activists. Each session, we explore memory through self-portrait, childhood dreams, and even some abstract painting. Students, volunteers prepare the materials and prompts. But what they received back was something deeper: stories, wisdom, present. And for many seniors, it was the first time in the years they felt seen as a creative people, not just old ones. So, no one was instructing, everyone was offering. The cultural mental model, over time, something beautiful happened. By shared table, we share stories. Elders become cultural mentors, students become story carriers, and I step back. What we built was a program, it's a space. Everyone can talk and everyone can learn. Because co-creation isn't about what we do, it's about how we feel while doing it. Safe, equal, needed. So in the past 3 months, we hosted more than 20 times memory handcraft sessions, built over 100 people community, and have less than 30 times co-create memory designs, portraits, art pieces. And also we receive a community funding, have a living guidebook for the people who want to host the similar activities over the different area. But more powerful than the number is the relationship and the connections. The seniors first time feel being seen, first time regard themselves, what the best dreams they want to be, the family, the children, or themselves. And also something surprised the host. The artists realize art is not just a privilege, it's the knowledge they can receive from the seniors. And they just noticed that everybody can do this very well. And art also brings a safe space, a sad language into the space. So, and this is not just happening in New York City. This is just not a Chinatown story. This is every city, every culture that loves quietly and our family, that values others, that culture values memory, that still knows the importance of home, and also want to remember it together. So, not long ago, Mr. Shang, he gave me a handmade bookmark he made by himself. And on it, he wrote in Chinese, "How can I not applaud when the wisdom comes? And why can't I be a student when Miss Fu," which is me, my name is Fu, comes? And there's a shift. A man in his 70s, once unsure about drawing himself, now open space to learn something, learn again. And what this work does, it reminds us we're never too young to teach or too old to learn. And that is what design in my personal thinking can do. It doesn't just solve problems, it restores possibilities. And we always want a world where people don't vanish at their age, where young people don't burn out before they belong in. We want a world where stories don't die quietly. And I built one place like this. You can do it too. Thank you. And special thanks for the all cohorts community, my advisor Mary and Mia, and also my parents, cohort, everybody joined my community. Thank you so much for everything.